Well, Marjorie Taylor Greene and Elon Musk have just given two mega warnings for the month of November, our election month. And the truth of the matter is, I wholeheartedly agree with them. In fact, some of their sentiment has echoed things that I have said and warned about in the past. But I think we are at such a critical moment right now that these warnings absolutely need to be heard, which is why I'm bringing them to you today. But let's start first with Marjorie Taylor Greene's warning to the American people. And she published this just recently on September 28th, right? You could see the date on the bottom. But she says, quote, "We have entered the most dangerous phase of the election. The momentum shift has happened and Trump is leading and his support is rapidly accelerating. I'm hearing it everywhere, even when I was not before. Democrats will do anything to stop him, anything. They've already been trying to put him in prison and literally assassinate him. What comes next? More assassination attempts? Will they delay the election? Be prepared." Now, this is an absolute monstrous statement because look, let's just start with the first half of it. Donald Trump is gaining momentum. Is this a true fact? Yes, he absolutely is. If you saw any of his past rally, especially the one there that he had most recently, massive crowds are yelling and chanting for him. Even at the ball game recently, I think it was Alabama, Donald Trump came up. The whole crowd is just chanting for Donald J. Trump. And the Democrats don't like that fact because if Donald Trump gets in, he's going to get in and actually clean house with RFK at his side, cleaning house on the agricultural pharmaceutical side and saying, hey, we're going to fix things because too much big money has taken over everything. And people are starting to hear it. And the Democrats are freaking out. So Donald Trump is the most attacked man in this entire country, and by many Democrats, the most hated, right? And for that, for the very mere fact that he wants to get in there and make America great again and clean house and stop it with this weaponized departments by the Department of Justice, this Biden administration weaponizing all our three-letter agencies, he wants to do something about it. But you know what? They have gone after him full-fledged. Think about the Russia collusion, right? Mr. Steele's dossier that was completely funded by Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, the DNC, completely turned out to be bogus and fake and a hoax. But hey, since that didn't work, they moved on to impeachment, not one impeachment, but two impeachments. And then, hey, that didn't work. So let's charge him with 91 felonies and try to put him in jail for crimes that they've never, ever charged anyone with, for the most part, some of these crimes in the history of all of the United States of America. Hey, never mind the fact that, statutes of limitation has dropped on a lot of these, but hey, let's go after them. And not only that, now we have two assassination attempts, not to mention a third that is not as much talked about, right? The Iran threat. There was an Iranian. He had family in two different countries. But anyway, they were able to catch this man before he did anything to Donald Trump. Thank God, right? But two assassination attempts. And then now we even have threats by the Democrats, Mr. Jamie Raskin, to be more specifically, who is out there saying, hey, you know what? We should use Civil War conditions to, remove Donald Trump if the people vote him in. If we get the House and the Senate, let's call him an insurrectionist and then use our constitutional amendment to get rid of him and say, nope, you're not allowed to be president. You're done. You are no longer allowed to be president because we use Civil War conditions. We called you an insurrectionist, despite the fact that we're voting him in. So they even have a contingency plan in the event that he wins. Not only that, but Marjorie Taylor Greene said something else that I think is rather important. And she says, will they delay the election? Will they delay the election? Well, this could be possible if you think a little bit about what's going on, right? World Health Organization, there's this, just declared emergency on monkeypox. It's an emergency again. Never mind the fact, didn't pull up the right one. There it is. Wrong screen. But the WHO declares monkeypox a public health emergency. There it is. Hey, they did it in 2022 and let's do it again in 2023 because of what's going on. Not to mention all the tensions going on right now with war. And here we have the New York Times. U.S. and allies sound alarm over war ties among axis of adversaries. So there is an entire uptick in war. I mean, there's a lot going on in the Middle East right now. Middle East, Iran, China, Russia, the United States, Taiwan. And if we continue to have this administration in, I'm really absolutely convinced that we could end up in war. Hey, maybe even before the election, begins, right? Or something crazy, another outbreak of COVID, we have to, as Marjorie Taylor Greene says, we have to delay the election. God, I hope not. Now, she's not the only one sounding the alarm. Elon Musk is as well. But before I get into that, just a quick break from my sponsor. Do you constantly feel exhausted or weighed down, or maybe even you struggled to get through the day? It could be that you have an overworked liver. The reality is that your liver is under constant attack from processed food, toxins, GMOs, microplastics, fluoride, and so many other things. And over time, this takes a serious toll. In fact, a staggering 100 million Americans now suffer from an overworked and sluggish liver, according to the American Liver Foundation. And that is about 1 in every 3 people. If you're tired of feeling that way, I highly recommend that you give your liver the support that it desperately needs. And you can do that by going to getliverhealth.com/haven. And you can check out the liver health formula from our sponsor, Pure Health Research. And right now, for my listeners only, you guys can try Liver Health Formula and get a free 1-month supply of nano powdered omega-3 to support your heart and health as well. Check it out by going to getliverhelp.com/haven. That's getliverhelp.com/haven. For more information, click that scan code with your cell phone or click in the description box below to get more information. So just what is this warning from Elon Musk? Well, let's go directly to him on this, which he also posted on his own X page, right? He utilizes that a lot, but here we go. And he says this, I quote, "Very few Americans realize that if Trump is not elected, this will be the last election. Far from being a threat to democracy, he is the only way to save it. Let me explain. If even 1 in 20 illegals become citizens per year, something that the Democrats are expediting as fast as humanly possible, that would be about 2 million new legal voters in 4 years. The voting margin in the swing states is often less than 20,000 votes. That means if the Democratic Party succeeds, there will be no more swing states. We won't have the votes, right? Moreover, the Biden-Harris administration has been flying asylum seekers who are fast-tracked to citizenship directly into swing states. You know, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Wisconsin, and Arizona, and it's a surefire way to win the election every time. America then becomes a one-party state and democracy, and it's over. The only elections will be the Democrat Party primaries. This already happened in California many years ago following the 1986 amnesty, which is why California is all blue. The only thing holding California back from extreme socialism and suffocating government policies is that people can leave California, and they have, and remain in America once the whole country is controlled, however, by this one party. No one will escape. Everywhere in America will be the nightmare that is downtown San Francisco. He's got a point here. If they make all these millions of ineligible voters eligible, right? Non-voters, non-citizens, bam. They're promising. Why wouldn't you? If I was an illegal, and I'm not, but if I was coming into this country and I knew that I get a bunch of money from Democrats, if I vote you in, I'm going to vote in a Democrat. You're going to give me free phone, free housing, free healthcare. This is what you're going to advocate for me, and I don't even have to get a job, so to speak. Great. Great, great. Right? This is what's going on, and this is kind of what I believe he is referencing. America will look like a nightmare, and especially if they get all these goodies. Where's the help for our homeless people and our veterans, right? And I think that would be the end of America. We're talking millions right now. And here's the kind of stuff that is happening in the Biden administration. Take a look that he's referencing, right? Biden-Harris DOJ sues Alabama over removal of non-citizens from voter rolls. Yeah. No joke. So Alabama comes up and says, hey, we have over 3,000 some odd non-citizens voting. We're going to just take these off of our voting rolls. And the DOJ goes, nah, there might be a handful in there that aren't, so to speak. Seriously? This is what they're doing to our country. Here's another one, right? Of course, we had the SAVE Act try to go through our Congress there, right? What happened? Democrats said, no, we're going to shut down the government before you pass a SAVE Act that says non-citizens are not allowed to vote. You're only allowed to vote if you're a citizen. That's what the SAVE Act was all about, but they refused to sign it. Oh, that doesn't happen. It's not legit, says the Democrats. And to the point where they will shut down the government over it. Here we have Biden opposes bill that would require voters to prove citizenship. Must be a citizen to vote, says the SAVE Act. But no, they're not going to pass that. Look, if Donald Trump doesn't win, we're screwed. They're going to pass mass amnesty. There'll be a lot more voters on the rolls. And it will become a California, a one-party system. And that's the prediction of Elon Musk, and I don't necessarily disagree. But either way, there's a lot going on with this election, and that's why I thought both of these warnings were of utmost importance. By the way, we've got many Democrats in there now saying that the First Amendment is a block to a lot of what we want to do. Take a look at what Mr. John Kerry had to say.
But look, if people go to only one source, and the source they go to is sick, and has an agenda, and they're putting out disinformation, our First Amendment stands as a major block to the ability to be able to just, hammer it out of existence. So, what we need is to win the ground, win the right to govern by hopefully having, winning enough votes that you're free to be able to implement change.
Wow. God forbid that fesky little First Amendment stands in the way, because the Lisa Havens of the world and Elon Musks of the world are telling the truth, and God forbid some of that get out. We just need to hammer it in with those votes. And the only way that the Democrats can do that is if they win everything all the time. And believe me, once they get in, it's over. It's over for Republicans. Welcome to the one-party rule. I don't know, many of you will contest with me and say, oh, we already have that. Maybe we do, right? But there are some people now standing in the gaps, but there will be none in the future. Anyhow, I love you all. Thanks again for listening. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.